it's important to underpin and try to underscore factors that necessitate irregular migration. And like my other guest in the studio, my co-guest in the studios in Abuja said, there is legal migration, there is irregular migration. What are the? I think I'll look at it from three perspectives. Number one, what are the root causes? Number two, what are the consequences? And number three, what can be done to tame the tide of irregular migration while you can't do anything about it for those who migrate regularly. So let's go back to my first point. What's the cause? Why do people want to leave their country? I think I would focus on just about maybe 3 points. Number one, which is very important, is economic factors. When there is poverty in the land, people will migrate to where they can find greener pastures. And so you'll find a situation where Nigerians are leaving, not only Nigerians, Africans in general, are leaving to the Western society, places like America, UK, Italy, and so on and so forth. Even recently to even smaller African countries that are not as big as we are, but their economy seems to be vibrant. So the economic factor is a major reason, because people want to fend for their family. They want to be able to build houses, be able to live well, and all that. The second is insecurity. When there is insecurity in the land, the people will run to safety. So you notice a situation where many people have relocated their family. Even some of the politicians, some of those of them that are in high places, their families are not here. They are afraid of them being kidnapped, so they relocate them. And oftentimes, they look for every illegal means to relocate them, So insecurity can be a major factor. Now, there is one very salient factor that have been most ignored, and we need to also hold foreign countries, especially embassies in Nigeria, accountable for this. And that is the issue of visa denial. The issue of visa denial, and sometimes unnecessary visa denial. There is no doubt the embassies, many of the ambassadors are my friend, they reserve the right to interrogate an applicant and come to the conclusion that this person doesn't have what it takes to get visa. This person, if he leaves, he doesn't have ties enough that will bring him back. There is no assurance that this particular individual can go and come back, because the travel visa gives you the opportunity to go to a certain country, spend a certain number of time, and come back. The visa does not give you the opportunity to go there and reside, because it's not a residential visa. It is oftentimes tourism visa. So the visa that allows you to just to visit. Now, here's the problem. Many embassies, because of the pressure, because of the lying tendencies of some, not all, some visa applicants in Nigeria, they deny even the people that have what it takes to travel and come back. You can imagine somebody who had gone to the, say for instance, my very good friends, the American embassies, and I mean the American embassy has been very, very helpful to me and most of my family, and I must commend that, yeah. But a situation where several embassies would not sometimes have the patience to interrogate the application, to verify. And I know there's no doubt they're overwhelmed. You understand? But what I'm saying is that those who don't have business going to the embassies to get visa has constituted a nuisance that those who have business to get the visa they need to travel and come back finds it difficult to. So because of these restrictions, there are people that have taken it upon themselves to lie. They have become pathological liars of visa application. They lie their way, and sometimes they don't get it. So out of frustration, they will find other means by which they can enter that country. One of the greatest problems is Spain, So you find a situation where they risk going through North Africa, going through the sea that oftentimes consume them. And some, very few, will make it, but most of them don't. These are some of the push factors when it comes to irregular migration. And we need to pay attention to some of these factors. I have called for a roundtable, and I'm working on that, where we will call the embassies, bring together civil society, bring together Nigerians, those in the executive, and even legislators, and we discuss the issue of visa restrictions. Bring the consular generals and put them on the spot to tell us what are the right processes to get visa, what are the wrong processes that will deny somebody who is genuinely have interest in traveling. So it's a major problem in our hand. And I'll end with this. The issue of the deportees. There is no doubt every day they deport Nigerians. Every day. We don't need to wait for Donald Trump to do his own deportation. But there is, and for that reason, I am really concerned because some of those deportees are persons with disability, and nobody knows what to do and how to handle them. And thank God I have a minister today. We have a minister today, the Minister of Humanitarian, who is very, very, very concerned and committed to solving some of this problem. And we talk regularly. We share thoughts, and I can commit to say that he had promised that he will come to Good Morning Nigeria and explain to Nigeria what his ministry is doing, and what the challenges are. But from our discussion yesterday, the president is very, very, very committed to issues of the likely deportees and those who are being deported. So I think they've set up a very high-powered committee, fully supported by the president, I am told, and they are working out strategies to mitigate some of the challenges of those who are going to be deported, and even begin to do something proactively on some of the issues that have been raised here. I was in Portugal. I was part of the delegation, although on my own part as a civil society person, to be part of the EU-Africa Migration and Development Summit in Porto. And, surprisingly, I dove my hat for Professor Nentawe, because this man is so committed that he left his room to come to my room for us to do interview, and all that.
Mr.